Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Hope you all are having a very good day today. Um, I'm just chilling and playing today. Got quite a bit of stuff I need to be doing. Need to take advantage of some of the bonus XP as I can get it. So, like, I'm doing my raids to farm, but you don't, like, I wish they would have put that part of the queue system, but depending on what you get. Okay, we got like a 6-minute wait window or less than, which is cool. I'm trying to finish up by next week at least my white mage or my dragoon, and then the following week, and then I've got crafting leaves and things like that. I gotta do try to get my crafting at least up in the 60s, somewhere in the 60s before Shadowbringers drops. I was hoping to have it by 70s, but there's just so much. There's so much content. There's so much, and I'm trying to prep myself in a way so when Shadowbringers does drop, I can get these configurations set up and put out for as many jobs as possible. So that's my goal. That's my long-term goal. So we'll hit it up. As always, it's what we do. I don't know if this will be a 50 or a 60, because I am 60 now. 50. This is really popular for grinding, so I'm not surprised I'm in here. Alright. B team. At least I'll get that bonus XP. Hell yeah. I won't get them. I shouldn't get the marks. I have 16 um, irregular tombstones, and I am grinding that as well. There's like at least 3 or 4 mounts on there I want to grind up. I wouldn't necessarily mind having maybe some of the scrolls either. Minions, I don't really care about. Styles, I might have that sword though, I don't know. Wait till they're all pulled in. Dragoon is all about placement. You want to get behind them as much as possible, but you definitely don't want to be in the AoEs. So melee in this game, it's doable, but a lot of juggling, man. And when you stop, it affects your DPS probably the most. That and Black Mage. For the range, Black Mage hits really hard once you get the rotations down, but when you see the Black Mage having to make the adjustments, it is hard on them. Boy, that fucked up my whole rotation. The rotation in the game, in most of your jobs, I would say, with the exception of the red mage, is pretty simplistic, and I think that's why I like red mage a lot more in certain scenarios, because the red mage, its passives really do have determining factors on how you react with the red mage. It's probably why I like it so much. Can we please get all this stuff away from me? Been kind of greeting everything just to sell. Summoner looks really beast mode coming up for Shadowbringers. I'm pretty hyped up about playing Summoner. God, you gotta love fucking Spectrum in the mornings. So you can see a problem with the healers because there they are. They always wait till the last minute. Yeah, yeah, everybody's in here for that drop. I'm in here for the bonus XP. Then I'll probably hit up the farming as well. I do apologize about the skips. It's my SP. Thing about it is I don't lose connection. That's the fucked up part. It's not. I'm not getting DC'd by my ISP. I'm actually losing. Like there's a data. There's a signal drop due to the data. You know, the relayed data. And they've been out here multiple times. The last fucking service tech, and these are techs. They have no idea about anything with their any of the nodes, server, any of that. And honestly, the guy was like, "Oh, had idea about my modem. I'm like, dude, my modem is better than the standard modem that you give out. I was like, God, man. They're still running like single band routers, for example, and I got a dual band router. These guys, I'm telling you. I mean, I feel bad. I mean, techs are doing their job. I mean, but you know, just it's not their fault. It really isn't. It's not. There's nothing a tech can come to my house and do anything to fix it. It's like it's not here. The problem isn't here. No shit. Oh, I'm the ice. What a good placement too for keeping DPS for melee. Dude, that is so badass. Boy, that dude got melted. Well, there went the tank. Good. There we go. All right. Tank. Did that. I don't think I got it. Oh, you do! Shut up! Dude, that is so badass. That is actually so badass. So you get the bonuses. Oh, nice. If you do get it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Dude, that's actually badass. I don't think there... Are there trials involved, though? On this, that's what I'm wanting to know. I don't think there is any trials. No. So... 21 minutes? Well, it doesn't look like anybody's doing that. Didn't even notice that. Ooh. Alright. That's fine. You know what, though? Main scenario gives 3, and that's bonus XP. So we'll queue that as well. I don't like it. 9 minutes, but 3, and I think you can get close to about a mil in your, your XP. So it's kind of a nice thing. Now, let me check. No, wrong one. I'm going to try to get rid of a lot of stuff I'm not going to be using, because I should be able to hit my 50 on my woodworking today. Alrighty. Actually, I think I have to go harvest some more. Yeah, I think I need more oak. Alright, no problem. Once. Alright. So now we're going to switch our role to botanist. And we're going to get some oak. Once again, we want to find those 5 hitters. I think it's all the way at the end. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's this one. Hold on, I'm always... That's a 4. That has to be the 5 over there, I bet. Yep. It's good to know. Okay. Looks good. Q could be coming up anytime. And then we got to check our mithril. We have enough boar leather, I'm aware of that. Okay. There it is. This one's going to be... It'll give me a heads up if it's worth doing at least on a daily occurrence, given the fact that we have the event and the bonus XP applied for the queue. We'll see. The cutscenes can just draw it out. I mean, is what it is. One second. All right. Yay. I look more badass than you this time, Gaius. Gaius. Yo, Mitch, what's up, dude? How you doing? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, farm that wood, Mystic. Whatever, dude. That's a good one, though. Yeah, I'm just kicking it. I'm farming those Well, I had to get wood. I had to make logs, and then I have to get my leaves up, and also I'm getting XP on my Dragoon. By the way, Orin, you see how badass my Dragoon looks? He looks so badass. Pimped him up yesterday. How you doing, Mitch? How you doing, Orin? I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys have a very good weekend. Hope everybody has a good weekend, actually. The way the weather's been across the United States, it's been crazy. It's been nuts. Look how badass my Dragoon. I took the Garo gear. I didn't like the chest. That's the only thing I didn't like. I loved the legs, the hands, the head. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch to chest. And I saw this chest that works perfect with it. I was like, oh yeah, it's mine. It's mine. Dyed it up, and there we have it. Some of the outfits in this game are amazing. Some of them is questionable. Looking good, I know, right? He looks so pimp. I was like, oh my god. I really do like the graphics in this game. I don't know how anybody could say the graphics are bad. The CGI is the best. Like Square Enix does the best CGI in the industry. The best CGI. This CGI is 10 years old, and it still holds up in today's standards. Got a full weekend of City of Heroes ahead, and I'm looking forward to it. Dude, I imagine what you make, by the way. Are you rolling a controller or a blaster? I thought you said you were working on a blaster, weren't you? Might be wrong. I need to get on sometime. I feel once Shadowbringers gets in there, oh, I'll be able to, you know. I hate when it sections off like that. Without a doubt. What do you? So you have a controller? If I get back in, I don't know what my first character, what I haven't made. What are you playing primarily? It's hard, man. That's the hardest part about that game. How you like that game? Literally, you have build configurations. Tanker, Sentinel. I'm not a big Sentinel fan. Defender, awesome. Scrapper. What kind of Scrapper did you make? Did you go Thorns? Thorns is good on Scrapper. I don't like the animation as much on Scrapper, but given the fact that you have really powerful AoEs with Thorns, it's really nice. All aboard. Oh yeah, we can skip all majority of this trash if you do it right. Ah, we're screwed. Get it? My scrap is Dark Shield. Oh, that's unique. That is definitely nice. That's not a bad idea. Pairing those two up. I bet you're hitting really hard on the single target, right? With Dark. Hard to defend against, too. Mind is the bitch, though. If you were PvPing, man. Psionicist and shit was crazy. Alright, come on. Let's go. Bullshit. Put it underneath me by accident. I wish all of it would have been voice acting. It's my only thing. Oh yeah, lots of negative damage. My shield electric tank though is no slouch. He's got 3 AoEs at 30 with 2 more planned ahead. Shield charge build up. It's like a ton of bricks. Nice. Yeah, electric, a lot of but that that was the one thing too, like there were a lot of like pros to having offensive tanks in that game. There was a lot of pros to that. All right. Well, my shot got canceled today. Looks like I'm not getting my shot. Oh well. They said that's fine. I really do like this look. Yeah, like one thing I do have to say that with nice offensive tanks in City of Heroes, you can do like pulls and chain your team to keep constant, like there are certain tanks that can pull a ton, but then you can't burn them down really quick. And it's just like, oh, okay, you have to depend on a lot of DPS. But then you got these tanks that keep constantly moving, and electric is like one of those really prime examples. That once the electric gets moving, it moves. It's good for grinding, like grind teams, and I really like. You don't see it a lot. A lot of players take advantage of those type of builds, man. And that's one thing I always liked about City Heroes. Each build functioned in such a way that it had a lot of applications to what made the team functional. Like shielding, man. You never saw a lot of defender shields. Just never. Like bubblers. But when you got a bubbler in your team, man, you were like, oh my god. Everybody's like, well, he doesn't heal. I'm like, it doesn't matter. We won't take next to nothing for damage. Our regen's enough at that point to sustain us. Yup. Yeah. Dude, I remember, doing runs with like fire tanks as well. Fire tanks get moving like that, like boom, boom, boom. Like holy shit! But you were a little worried because they were a little squishy, but it's how they pulled. They just kept moving, like boom, boom, boom. Like they didn't have to stop. They by the time you got to the next chain and he pulled up the other mob was almost dead. It was like holy shit because he's dealing damage. It's damage is being applied. Like my rock tank, his damage was shit. I could hold a lot with rock, with granite. Once I got granite up, shit. Like a lot of people loved super strength or immobilization and shit, but I loved my granite. But I didn't deal shit for damage, so it came at a cost. Good for a single boss tanking. Like really, like some of the biggest bosses. I've tanked some of the biggest bosses back in the day within City of Heroes. I didn't need a secondary tank. I could just sit there all day long and just take a beating. As long as I had a good defender or bubbler with nearby, fuck, I wasn't going nowhere. Endurance is only issue, right? Yep, you can take it all day with along with Earth, right? Yeah, in granite form, you really were going nowhere, right? Granite, it's the shit. Once I got granite up, I wasn't fucking doing like, but there was no damage. That was the problem with Earth. It was like, I mean, I couldn't pull as fast as like fire or electric. There's just no way. It was like even with super speed. If you had super speed and you just the rate of pull and the damage, there's difference. There is a difference of tanking style. I mean, either way, man, there were pros and cons to everything in that game. That's why players enjoyed it. There were a lot of build options, man. It was just a lot. Like even if I saw another Earth tank, his build might have been different from mine. There were like I had like different abilities that I could pull. I had my mud, that surrounded me. So if I could at least get on top of it, I could get the aggro. But some people might not have that. Some people wanted the range, the shatters and shit. And I was like, nah, man, fuck that. I want them on top of me. I want them like, condensed. I want everything like once I grab them up, they get slowed down, and that was a really good ability for that, slowing them down when they got on top of you. But yeah, no, there was a lot of things, man. I really and I enjoyed it, man. I loved. I ran all my Vanguard, had all my shit unlocked. I ran multiple tunes, and it was a nice casual game, too. I didn't have to blow so many goddamn hours if I was doing raids or anything. It was like, oh yeah, I got like an hour to spend. Let's go ahead. I'll go on a raid, and they're like, oh okay, cool deal. And a lot of people, you didn't need to be in your like leagues. You didn't need to be in hardcore leagues. There were so many people just advertising or putting in chat looking for group for this task force, looking for a group for this raid, looking for a group. We're doing Vanguard runs. Tons of shit. Mud pots. That's exactly, yeah. Homecoming expanded the power sets so much too. I imagine, man. They've had the time to mess with it. I wish they would have sped up the combat though. Like, the cooldown. I mean, I understand how the enhancements work and they do that anyways. But in the beginning, I wish we had a little bit faster combat in the lower levels prior to enhancements.
Tell me, for whom
do you fight? You know who I fight for.
How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea?
I do.
Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit. And its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind, which is strange.
Is it not? Yeah, dude. I'm definitely gonna have to, like, I was on that other server, so I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know if I have to re-register or anything. I'll have to check it out. But I definitely have to get back in there for sure at some time.
They will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, every one. Except for this, and you will see how Eorzea's fate is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters. Which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak. Knowing this, but a single path is open to the impotent ruler, that of false worship, a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation. Come, champion of Eorzea.
I like her armor too.
Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me. To be so hard-pressed. Your strength is most impressive. Such power befits a ruler. Yet, you lack the resolve to put it to proper use. A waste.
I always thought with the Dragoon, what they should have done with the combo string is apply like one or two of them with a dot effect to keep the rotation, because the animation is a lot like really long on some of the Dragoon's animation. So, and you can't, you know, on some of them you can. There's a few that you can cancel. But a lot of them you can't cancel the combos. Like, you can cancel anything that's instance, but you can't cancel anything that's comboed. Oh, that's a Lancer too. No wonder it looks cool. Does anyone still run the Binding Coils of Bahamut? Yeah, they do. A couple of people. Sentinels are very balanced, not OP. Yeah, I'm not a big Sentinel player, that's all. Never was. You should download Pine's Hero Designer to see the power set combinations they have now. The only issue it has is it includes stone power pools that didn't make it in yet. Oh, got you. So, but at least it's a forecast. I hope they continue with endgame content. The only problem that City of Heroes, City of Villains had was endgame. That was it. Wasn't any of the events. No, there was no problem in any of the other elements of the game. PvP was PvP. I mean, The only thing I loved was heist. I loved doing heists. You know, that was probably one of my favorite things to do.
Bear witness to the true power of the Ultima weapon.
I want to see if I can eat this really quick. Yep. Like I said, the animations are just so long at times. It'd be nice to have a dot. I mean, I know Disembowel does it, so don't get me wrong. But, like, another dot would be really good. Adding one more dot to this for the Dragoon, I think it would, like, make a big difference, man. Especially for that rotation. Because you do one full, and then you do two. You can get another rotation in before the dot expires in your heavy thrust. And you can see that me and the other Dragoon has almost the same exact rotation. Most of the time you don't get caught up in, you know, a mix-up in rotation. That's not how this works. Most of the time you get the rotation down pretty good. I always wanted more dynamic combos that gave different effects. Yeah, plenty of endgame content with the Incarnate trials. They even included a new task force with the latest patch. Nice. But, well, and that's the thing, though. You know,
It is the blessing of life.
you did the Incarnate and you unlocked your AA system. But once your AA system was unlocked, and you got your, you know, top enhancements,
Under the protection of the
you're pretty much done until the next update. And the problem of it was when we were waiting for at least another update, you know, towards our end game, we ended up getting an expansion instead in the AE system. You know, the player-made content. And it was like, well, what are we going to do? I have like 6 tunes at endgame.
so it shall.
Like, I'm waiting, like, I'm maxed,
Of which you are
you know? And I'm in between events. So until a new event comes out, I'm going to be what, making another tune?
the heart.
And that's where it was so stagnant, the end game was. You know, but I mean, the content was awesome. I mean, I think the AE system kind of fucked over progression. Like, it was easier to level and mass produce.
Has lain dormant.
And I was just like, but it's all about player-made content in that game. Like, I didn't give a shit about lore. I wish we would have had a little bit more I wish we would have had, like
Without parallel.
what they did in Champions Online. I didn't like Champions. But Champions had like
Force of the
kept integrating the conflict in like a lore system, like in a comic book element. And I wish we would have saw that more with, you know, the arachnids, and you know, and you know, the different characters, the NPCs, and their backstory and their stories. And I would have been really cool, like, to see that. And I was always hoping for that. I was always hoping, like, I want more story progression. Like, I know it's player made content, which is cool, but it would have been really cool to see what they ended up doing it with. Cryptic did in Champions. I didn't like Champions, but what they did in Champions, I wish that was in City of Heroes. That's what I wanted.
From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall
I wanted the, you know, all of the, like Banshee, like was it not Banshee? Black Widow, or is it Black Widow, or what her name is? I wanted to see these characters interact more. And they had, and here was the thing, what really made it killer, they had the comics on the website. Remember the comics? Remember the comic, like, sketches? And how they had them online with each update? Why didn't they put it in the game? Why didn't they put that in the game? That would have been so cool. Like, you getting to play and seeing that. And they did that in Champions. I was like, God, that would have been so awesome.
Oh, Hydaelyn, it seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield.
Ghost Widow, thank you. Yeah, they had those comics on the website, and I wanted that to be a part of the game. Like, you get to play that, and you get to see it. And there were a couple things, but I wanted more of that. Oh yeah, right? Like, it would have been bomb. Like, the zone events were the best. Out of any game I ever played, the zone events in that game, in City of Heroes, City of Villains, I wish Villains would have gotten more players, because there was a difference between hero zone events and villain zone events. But the zone events, hands down, some of the best zone events I've ever played in an MMO. Rift would have to be the number one because of the way the animations looked in the beginning. But then Rifts became kind of like, okay. But zone events in City of Heroes, epic every day. You know, and it meant something to get those feats and stuff. No! No!
Heed me. The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence, and their dependence comes at a cost to the realm. The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail lead the people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never be broken.
I hope Shadowbringers brings new weapons with animations on it like this, these pikes. There's very limited animated weapons in this game, and I would really like to see some more. I like the tech weapons and the animated weapons. So I'm really hoping Shadowbringers brings new with the near gear, like brings some really cool concepts. The armors always look pretty good. Some of them I'm not a big fan of, but I would die for this dude's robe.
Pathetic.
The Ashen robes.
You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic. And still, you failed. So much for the glory of man.
So drawn out.
The growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition. Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover. And naught but the return of the one true god will ensure her complete excision. Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about. And that will necessitate the presence of the Primals. Needless to say, both you and your Scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor. You will not leave this place alive. It is past time your flame was extinguished, bringer of light.
Let's go. Dude didn't even get to the next phase. He got burnt before the next phase even hit. Fuck. You got ripped, and I leveled. I leveled up. I'm the first. It's well worth it, man, to go in there. 1,338,000 experience. 6,000 gil. A little drawn out, but overall, really enjoyed it. And yes, I got the extra credit for the irregular tombstones of philosophy. Take it easy, bro. I got to jet here. I'll catch you on PS or City of Heroes. Awesome. Sounds good, Orin, man. You have a good one. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to take a break as well. A lot of things, just kicking it. Like I said, I'm going to be grinding out these irregular tombstones of philosophy. Trying to get that, trying to level up as well. Finally 61 with my Dragoon. I'll be getting my Sonic Thrust here soon, which is a follow-up to Doom Spike. So, yippity skippity. And then, like I said, I have a lot of work to do as far as like putting out the rotation, stringing things together, making sure everything lines up pretty good. So, anyways, man, thank you all. Mitch, thank you for stopping in. Oren, thank you for stopping in. Once again, if you haven't tried Final Fantasy XIV, you can try it for free. It's well worth it. Shadowbringers is right around the corner, and now's a perfect time if you're looking to try it out, just to see if it's a game that you might like. And who knows, it might be. But once again, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. As always, thank you. Have a nice day.